Hello and welcome to another interview from URSU radio station. Today we're joined here by the Vice President of External Affairs at URSU, Rukky. Thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you so much, Ethan. I'm glad to be here.
All right, awesome. We're going to try and keep today quick. We're squeezing this in between a couple of classes here. So could you explain the role and significance of what you do as the Vice President of External Affairs?
The Vice President's External Affairs role is very pivotal to URSU. I mostly handle the advocacy campaigns and the education of the state of post-secondary institutions in Canada to our institution. That would be most of it. I'm also the spokesperson for URSU in the absence of our president.
Oh, okay. So can you tell me a little bit about your journey to getting there? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I've always been very engaged in our campus community. From coming here in 2020, my very first semester, I had joined the ambassador program. It was COVID period, so there was not a lot of events or activities happening on campus, but they had started the pen pal program. So it was an online communication process to talk to students that haven't yet come or are schooling online and needed resources. So we would bridge the gap that the Student Success Center usually covers. We'll direct them to the offices that they needed, URSU, Student Success, UR International.
Yeah, kind of like the middleman.
Just like the middleman, yes. Awesome. Joined the Ambassador Leader Program in my second year for 2 years. Ran for URSU president last year, didn't win. Started the Nigerian Student Association almost immediately after, and then ran for Vice President of External Affairs this year. And by your vote, I was able to come into the office.
Awesome. So advocacy is a key aspect of things all around at URSU. So how does URSU engage in advocacy, and what are some things that you've had a part in advocating for the students?
Because URSU is a student union, at the end of the day, advocating for students is the biggest goal for URSU, and I'm very opportune to have that direction in my portfolio. From Fight the Fees in 2022, February last year, to this year, Fund the Future, URSU has been advocating for students and continues to advocate for students. So for financial aids, for tutoring, mental health resources, we do everything the university does and more, because we are the direct facing institution for students at the U of R.
Yeah, absolutely. So getting a little bit more into kind of what you do there, building those external relationships is really important for URSU. So can you talk kind of about the importance of those relationships and what are some examples of those collaborations there?
No institution stands on its own, and I have found that building external relationships has been one of the biggest backbones or foundational pillars for URSU. Our relationship with the CFS that we're just trying to remend with other student unions across Saskatchewan and beyond, with the Saskatchewan Student Association, the University of Saskatchewan Student Union, and mending and also rebuilding these relationships that have already been on ground is one of the biggest parts of my job here at URSU.
Yeah, and for those that are looking to get involved or at the very least kind of stay well informed about what's going on, what are some ways for them to kind of be aware of that?
Follow our Instagram pages, follow all our social media pages, follow URSU Radio, pay attention to your emails. Yeah. It's really easy to not know what's happening on campus between classes and trying to get good grades and working multiple jobs. But URSU continues to send out information. We continue to keep students updated. So if you don't pay attention to your emails, you're going to be left behind.
And it's ironic because I'd say it's easier ever than now to be aware of things. You know, everywhere you look, there's not only the physical posters you'll see around the social media as well. So that covers our kind of transparency topic there. Obviously, that's where you can go as well as the website. What about some of the legislative or policy initiatives that URSU has kind of been involved in? How have they shaped student experience?
I think right now, URSU is really advocating for a lot of changes in legislative policies. So this is actually our lobby period, October. Although I just joined URSU in May last year, I've learned so much, and we have a lot of plans to advocate for legislative changes. We have started meeting with government officials and plan to meet with some more to advocate for more financial aid for students. Presently, the federal interest on student loans have been removed, but if we can have it removed on Saskatchewan student loans as well, so on provincial student loans as well, that would be a really great leap of faith that we're taking in this year. But we're definitely advocating. We have a lot of plans to advocate more for a lot of legislative changes in this year.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds awesome. What are some of your highlights or achievements that you've had? You said you only joined URSU recently, but has there been anything? I'm sure you've been really busy in this short tenure, so has there been any big milestones or anything like that?
I think my biggest milestones since joining in May 2023 are the relationships that I've been opportunity to build. The relationships with the other student unions, learning about this Canadian Federation of Students and what they can do for Saskatchewan as a province, being that they haven't been as active here in the past few years. Those would be my biggest highlights, but even more so the plans, actually laying down goals and plans that I would get to do and working towards those, like for mental health resources and for the Fund the Future campaigns, making big steps towards actually accomplishing the goals that I came into the office with.
Yeah. Do you have any examples that you can say publicly of those steps that you've taken so far?
Improving our Galavan plan right now. If you don't know, URSU does offer mental health resources through the Galavan platform to your health and dental plan. But improving what we have on ground is one of the biggest goals, improving more mental health resources, advocating for more financial aids for students. So the Fund the Future campaign is a grassroots campaign that was started in May of this year during the summer. And we're planning to have a really big rally, our first really big rally in November 8th. Wednesday, November 8th, save the date, it will be all out.
All right.
We're going to have that really big rally, and there are 5 different asks. So the first one is taking off student loans, providing more student bursaries and grants for students rather than just loans. So actually, instead of passing the money to students through loans, passing them through grants and bursaries, tuition freeze, as we've been asking for 4 years. But those are some of the main things that we're working towards. And like I said, we are meeting with government officials and we're laying down these plans and these asks to them.
And you said there's that rally on the November 8th. And where is that taking place?
The march would start from the administrative and humanities building all the way down to the Riddell Center.
Oh,
so right here on campus.
So put it in the calendar, November 8th. I also wanted to ask here a little bit about how URSU gets involved with the broader community of Regina. You know, we a lot of the time get stuck in talking about just the university itself. How do you branch out and reach out there?
URSU has a donation line on our budget, so we do participate in a lot of campaigns. We recently donated and participated in the Run for Regina. I was actually opportunity to attend it, and all the profit from that campaign had gone into a charity, the Circle Regina, and we participate in a lot of campaigns like that. People come and apply for them. The charities and organizations that run these campaigns come and apply for them, and through our donation line, we're opportunity to join hands together and improve the community that is Regina.
Yeah, that's great. What are some of the biggest challenges you'd say you've faced so far as the VP of External Affairs?
I would say just coming out of a deficit here at URSU and being a lot more financially conservative in this year. That would be balancing that with actually investing into more campaigns and more resources for students would be the biggest challenge I have faced. And I'm sure all the other execs would agree as well, because of course we are not trying to have another deficit by our AGM next year. We are also not trying to leave the office without getting things actually done, without providing more for students. So balancing that would be...
trying to get things done while still being a little bit conservative there. Absolutely. That's got to be a challenge. Is there any message that you'd like to leave with the audience, or any greater thing you'd like to share with the community as a whole?
I would say URSU is a student union. Students are the most important part of URSU. We need you participating. We need you on the grounds. We need you advocating. We need you in the campaigns. We need you in the volunteering opportunities. We need you paying attention to emails. We need you actually using the resources we provide. URSU is investing in a lot of resources for students, and we want students actually using those resources. We want you being the testimonials of those resources.
Absolutely. Be a part of it, right?
Be a part
exactly.
of it.
It's the student union for a reason.
For a reason, exactly.
All right. Before we wrap up here, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the URSU radio station here.
I'm really grateful to have people like you and Benham and every other person at the URSU Radio putting in the love, work, and passion to make this a reality. It will not be possible without you. Great quality work. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That should wrap up our conversation. Thank you so much for meeting with us. We'll let you get off to your class now.
Thank you.
And as for the viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to another interview from URSU Radio Station. Until next time, please take care.